capture you and let's see. I think we're live. Are we
Uh,
live? Are we live? Do we show ourselves on YouTube?
something's coming.
Good evening, everybody. Are you seeing us live yet? We are live, Big Sons. You do not need to check anymore. We are
Oh,
live.
okay,
We are
okay.
officially on YouTube.
We're okay. Well, I'm gonna leave
Good
it alone.
evening, everybody. Yeah. Good evening, and welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk Lawns. So, for those of you who have been with me for some time, it's been quite some time that I've done an episode like this. And I've changed things up completely. We are no longer going to talk about educational pieces and get on to that boring stuff. I am just going to bring you guys content creators. We're going to talk lawns, we're going to answer your questions, and we're just going to hang out. Does that sound like a good plan? I hope so. With that, this evening, I have for the first episode Big Sons Lawn Care, aka Renaldo. Say hi to the folks.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? I'm glad to see those who jumped in. I see some new names. I'm real excited about that. And first, I like to say I'm glad that Dan had me on. It's an honor to be on here. Looking forward to having some fun this evening.
Yeah, so we're just gonna get straight to the chase. We're not gonna diddle around. We want to know who is Big Sons. Tell us how you ventured into the lawn care and how you even popped up on YouTube. Like, what made you decide YouTube? Was it YouTube first and then lawn care, or was it lawn care and then YouTube?
Well, it was lawn care first. I was on YouTube, just doing like everyone else, just surfing, following lawn care channels for years. Um, and then when my son, it all got started with my son. It's interesting. I think he was about 13 or 15. And I said, well, I got to figure out a way to keep him out of my pocket. So my dad gave me a lawnmower. My dad gave me a trimmer, and I didn't have a blower. So I said, well, hey, on the weekends when he's not, in school or whatever, we're going to go out and cut some yards. Man, we went out and cut yards in the neighborhood. And before I knew it, 1 year went, next thing I knew. So the long story short, he graduated, moved on to Baltimore. He's like, Dad, you're going to have to find you some help. I'm out of here. And I was still working at FedEx at the time. And the people kept calling. So I said, well, hey, I'm just going to keep a couple of them just to get gas money. I don't want to do this. That's what I said. This isn't for me. And I just kind of fell in love with it, man. And you talking about now over 10 years. I just kind of fell in love with it. And this whole thing with YouTube, I started posting videos about lawn equipment, trying to repair it. So I thought, never thinking about actually posting a lawn care video because I didn't know about cameras and all this stuff. So I put a couple out there, man, like 8 years ago, and they were the worst videos ever. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, I came back on it and got kind of serious, And before I knew it, man, it just started gravitating, and people kept helping me and pushing me on, and that's where we at today. Hey, PJ, how you doing?
That's cool. So what did your son end up doing now? He
Yeah.
obviously he didn't want to do lawn care. Did he study for anything, or he just up and
Hey,
left to Baltimore?
he left, went to Baltimore, and he's into marketing and moving products, for a company that he works with. And his whole thing was, Dad, I remember him saying it like yesterday, because I just knew in the back of my mind he would be back home. He was like, Dad, you have to end up getting you some help, and that was the last thing he said. And ever since then, he never came, he never came back. We still laugh and joke about it today, and I'm solo, I mean, and I've been doing it now solo ever since he left.
Yep, I feel you on that. I've been solo this whole time. I've tried to hire help. Unfortunately, it did not work out so well. It
Right.
ended up costing me more than just doing it alone myself because
Everybody
the
says that too.
personnel ran over sprinklers, damaged property like little ornaments in the lawn,
Uh-huh.
and that came out of my pockets. So, um, is that where the name Big Sons came from?
Well, that's not where the name came. That name came from my mom. Shout out to my mom. Believe it or not, I know people like they be looking at this gray stuff and they like your mom, but yeah, my mom, man. My mom is my number one fan. She probably watching this right now. 84 years old, live and kicking, man. She moved faster than me
That
some
is
days.
awesome.
So what happened with that name? That's what she calls
Big
me.
Son's mom, hello if you are watching.
Yeah, she out there, her and my sister, but she calls me Big Son. So when I found that the lawn care thing was gonna stick and I was gonna really just, hey, do it, I said, well, hey, just gonna call it Big Son. And that's how it happened. Now before people say Ronaldo, they say Big Son.
I'll be the first to say it. I did not know your name. I
And
just called you Big Sons for the longest time.
I don't even correct people. People say, man, somebody blew at me at the red. Now this really freaked me out. Somebody blew at me at the red light last season and was hollering Big Son. Man, I almost wrecked my van. Hey,
Hey, Big
man, I
Sons.
was so excited.
It, it,
I was so excited,
is
man.
so was it somebody you knew, or was it somebody who has probably seen you on YouTube
I think it was somebody who had actually seen a video,
and they saw
locally.
you just strolling in the street and they
And
said, "Hey."
Dan, you can't miss that big green van, man. You cannot miss You cannot miss that big green 1997 van that's fading out. No one can miss that thing.
Oh man. So I know what you're talking about. I've
Hey,
seen your
John,
earlier videos. I I was even one to tell you, I was like, hey, you need a tripod, man. You're like
I remember you telling me that because I don't know if I had the phone on something or what, man. And I was just trying to do it by any means necessary, you know.
you gotta
Hey,
hustle whichever
John.
way you can, put that content out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember seeing you, and I don't quite remember how I found your channel. But when I found your channel, I was just surprised. The thing that surprised me is the engagement that you have with your subscribers.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if I answer everybody's question in videos or they just watch it and whatever, but I have a few engagements. I have some comments and all that, but yours are like, here's a 5 minute video and here's like 100 comments in this video, and it's just you're very smooth talking and just talk about what you're doing and your day and stuff like that, and I guess people could relate to that a lot.
Hmm. Hmm. That's
So like
um
the engagement that you have in your channel is just amazing.
Um, Anybody that's been around my channel for a while, and John, and I see a couple of familiar faces going through there, they can attest to it. I've said this more than once, because I never thought, or I never expected that the channel would get to where it is now, although it's still tiny, but still. So my focus was, I wanted to have some like a relationship with the people that followed me. So I felt like if somebody would take the time to leave me a comment, the least I can do is to respond, and not just with a yes or a no. If someone leaves me a meaningful comment, then I'm going to put some thought into the response. And that's how that all started. And I try to do it even until this day. If someone leaves me a meaningful comment, then I'm going to take some time and respond. So to me, the comments are premier with me. I mean, sure, I like the subscriber count and whatever, but the comments, I don't want to have I'm just, to have 10,000 subs and 3 people comment. That's not what I'm looking for. I mean,
Mhm.
really, it ain't about that for me. The numbers are okay. If I ever make some money, that's okay too. But the engagement means more to me than the numbers right now. And I hope it stays that way.
That's a good thought. There's channels out there that maybe they're just review channels. There's channels out there that are scientific and educational. There's channels that are for DIY. There's channel for pros and businesses and stuff like that, but the engagement is what you prefer.
Yeah, I
the,
love
the,
it.
the subscribers, the views could kick rocks, and you just want to engage with folks that see the same thing that you do in an everyday life or are learning with your videos.
That's it. I like the conversation. I really get into those comments. I look forward to the comments, and I try to take time to give the same energy that people give me. I try to send that back.
That's awesome. That's a good thinking. That's a good aura to give to your subscribers as well. We got a couple of people here that I don't personally recognize from my channel. So go
Oh,
ahead. I know
Renee.
you gave them a quick shout out, but go ahead and say hello to your folks.
Hey, Renee. Hey, John. Hey, PJ. Well, PJ. I think that's how we found each other. Dan was through PJ.
Probably, yeah.
Uh,
I know she featured you in a content creator thing, and maybe that's how I found you. Off the top of my head, I do not remember.
Oh man, I'm telling you, she did. She did.
So
I'm still sharing. She doesn't know it, but I'm still sharing that video. Yeah,
PJ
I
is
really
awesome.
appreciate that.
She's done it for quite a few folks, and that's awesome to take time out of their day to give a shout out and a special one like how she has done it to other content creators.
She's a wizard when
Um,
it comes down to the editing.
so so talking business here, how many clients or acres, if you want to put it like that, do you currently have?
I bounce between 25 and 30. And that's basic. I really can't take on. I've tried it, and every now and then I'll start feeling like Superman, and I'll go above that 30. But as soon as it gets back down within that 25 and 30, hey, that's it, man. Because for me, 45 hours out there is enough. I ain't trying to fool nobody. You know, 5 to 6 yard maximum a day is it for me. I want to do this for a long time. I don't want this to take me out for me trying to prove something. I don't have anything to prove at this age. So I'm out there. Of course, I want to make some money, but I'm enjoying myself, man. You know, I'm starting to come down the mountain, and I want to enjoy it. Well, I lost sound. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so that's 100% agreeable. I agree with all of that you said because as we talked in the pre-show, I have two jobs.
Hmm.
And apart from the two jobs, I got the kids, I got content that I want to put out on YouTube, IG, and you just get so burnt out. And I'm still kind of young, but there are days that I'm just like, man, this is beginning to be too much. So
I
I actually made a limit of how many more clients I could get at this point, and I'm
hmm
sticking to it. Any more than
yeah,
that, either I quit my job and try to go full time, or
right.
I hire some additional help. Which, like I said, I tried it; it didn't work out. So I don't know if I want to just stay solo. But yeah, you get burnt out, and lawn care is even though it looks simple on camera, there are
Right.
days.
It, it's a physical job, and it's demanding. And I'll tell anybody, it may be easy to jump into, but the longevity in it is where it takes a toll. They're a perfect example. Come March and April, I'm gonna see guys I've never seen before. It happens every year, and maybe May and June. But when August and September hit, and that temperature goes up above 90, a lot of them people, brother, and the phone, that's when it happens every year. The phone start ringing off the hook because they've given up, or the equipment has broken down, or they realize I'm not going out there cutting them yards at 95 and 100. They
Yes.
can't handle it,
Yes, that
you
is
know?
peak season for me as well. They don't want to go out. They'll hire me for about 4 months and then let me go when the temperature goes down. I'm like,
Hey,
I don't play that. Here's a contract if you want to hire me for 11 months out of the year, but if you
yes.
want to hire me for four, I'm not going to do it. Especially the four
Hey,
that's the hottest.
that's it. I'm telling you. I see y'all comments, guys, but I can't type anything from my end. I see you, Jeff. I don't want anybody to think I'm being rude, but it's oh, I guess I could do it from my phone. I'm sorry.
You Yeah, you could do it from the phone. From the
Right.
phone, you
I
can
didn't
type
think
back.
about
I'm trying to scroll down and put some comments up and trying to see who's joining. And if there's questions, I'll bring them up real soon. But yeah, I just wanted to let people know who Big Sons is and stuff like that. But
yeah.
where are you heading to with YouTube?
Dan, to be honest with you, I don't even know, man, because I didn't know any of this was gonna happen. It every day that I wake up and look at something, I'm just learning the studio and this whole numbers thing. It's just some days it just blows me away. When I hit 1,000 subs, I was like, well, hold, I just never thought. And I'll tell you something. I always tell people before I say it, don't take it the wrong way. But I never said one time to show you how I never thought it was going to get to this. There's not one video out of the 500 I put out that I ever said subscribe to because I never thought, and I want people to digest that the right way. I don't want people to think that I'm thinking I'm all of that. It's just that I never thought, man, that people would come to my channel. I just never believed it. So I never said subscribe. So I never changed. And where it's going to go, I don't know. When I stop enjoying it, then I will stop. Okay. When it becomes no more fun, then I'll stop. But as long as it's fun, I'm enjoying making the videos. I'm learning, you know, the subscribers and the community, they teaching me as I go. I wouldn't have never done a live. And people like John and several others, Roger, and they were like, come on, man, do a live. They people call me up, text me now. I'm on a live. Come on. It keeps me going. I mean, I wouldn't have never went this far if it wasn't for the engagement.
That's awesome. And you keep referring to that, and that's, I'm sure your subscribers feel that. I'm sure that they do. And we could see it in the comments. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'll go to a video and you may have 100, 200, 300 views, but you have like 100 comments at it too.
Oh, hey, and man, PJ, I'm gonna show. I took him out the box the other day. PJ, that's funny. But Dan, my video, I think last week. That's funny you said that because John Clement, I was talking about it. I think that video broke the record on comments. So I was just as excited as if it had got 1,000 views. To
Yeah,
me, 200 or 300 comments, I'm just as excited as if it had got 500 or 1,000 views, man.
that's, I like that. I
Yeah.
I hope my subscribers take a page out of yours. Mine are so quiet. I'm just kidding. I love every single one of them.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
Gilbert.
I have a few questions here before we
Mhm.
continue talking. Um, let's see. PJ, are you going to use those spike shoes this year, Renaldo?
Um, I, I was getting ready to get up. I want to show y'all. I want to show people those shoes. It's so funny she said that, and I know she probably thought I forgot. But just to show you that we on point, watch this.
Oh, you're making him take out the shoes.
Hey, man, I want people to see these.
Oh,
I
the
want
Navilli
these.
shoes.
I want these shoes on her channel.
That's the aerating shoes.
Yes, I won these shoes, and I took them out the box yesterday, and tried them on. And yes, they're getting ready to be used a lot in the next 3 weeks. Yep, they ready. They fit fine.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored, folks. I just want to make
Thanks,
that clear.
PJ.
I have a pair of those. I tried them out. My lawn's never been aerated ever. I don't even think the previous owner aerated. I don't aerate. I have warm seasons, so there's really no point to it. But
Uh-huh.
I tried them. I saw a noticeable difference in uptake of rather fertilizer or any type of nutrients or liquids that I put in it and water. So I could attest it works to a point. It's not as good as a mechanical aeration, but
Uh-huh.
it kind of works.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be using it on the it's on two townhouses. So you're only talking. I mean, I don't even know how many square feet, but I'm gonna just say 10. One of them's probably 10, 15 feet. 20 at the most. So that's about as big as I'm gonna be using them on. So I'm looking forward to that.
I have a question here from Johnson's Lawn Care. Let's see, Dan, how many yards do you cut a week? So, a funny take on that is I started my journey doing just mowing. Mowing turned into applicating, and slowly but surely, I've been gaining more applicating clients. But if there's mowing involved, I try to pitch both of the jobs that I do to that one client because I just don't want to go out and mow. I rather do both sides of the job because mowing, as we've been talking about, is just so it's time consuming and it's so physical. So If I had to give you a number, I would say I'm roughly about 16, but that's 16 of both. So you could almost say it's 32.
Ah, ah, yeah. I mean, man, I see.
Which, talking about that, have you ever decided to get maybe your fertilizer's license, or do you do that right now in any of
No,
your lawns?
no, and that's a great question. And why I say that is because when I ran across PJ, when I ran across you, when I ran across Bermuda, who is it? Bermuda grass, uh,
BYD, Bermuda Grass Central.
BYD. Okay, when I ran across you three guys who do something different, I really started tuning in because I don't know that side of the business. But that's I would like to know more about it. So when my customers ask me questions about, like PJ, she's famous for how do you fix a bad spot? You know, I've seen you do things about different chemicals to use. That's where I want to include, so that when customers ask me questions, I can be knowledgeable about helping the whole project. Well, hey, Renaldo, what can we do about the grass in the back? I want my grass in the back to look like the front. Well, I'm like, I really don't know what to tell you. I put some water on it. I mean, I don't know. But I'm
Well,
watching
you're
you
not wrong
guys.
there.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not wrong
so I'm
there.
I'm really getting into that part. Instead of just watching you guys, paying attention, making some mental notes as well, as some notes, so that I can hopefully get comfortable with that part of the business.
So it's a funny question. It's a funny comment and answer, because you're actually not wrong there. Even though you just said it sarcastically,
Yeah.
I was watching a video the other day that I had a PhD professor talking about, the different steps that it takes for a lawn to recover. And one of the main factors, actually the number one factor, was water. Adequate watering, not overwatering, not underwatering, just a perfect amount of water, but water. So that's what
Man,
I'm saying. You're actually not wrong there.
Dan, that's my answer to everything. So that I just
Oh,
don't
man.
sound like a
Just put
total
some water
idiot.
on it.
Right. And,
Well, I
and,
tried to help you, man. You just came out and you put yourself in the spot. That was not me. I
man,
actually tried to help
just
you
tell
there.
them, like,
Oh
look,
man.
they say they come out there, man, and they be looking like, like I'm really the man. Cause I had a yard looking nice, and they come out there sincere. Renato, what can I do about this over here? And man, I'll look at it, Dan. I really don't, and I already know I don't know the answer. And then I'll look at it, and then look, then I'll shake my head, and I'll say, you know what you need to do? You need to water that. Man, I use that on every task. I hope they don't see this because
Oh my gosh, man. Well, you're not wrong in a
okay,
scientific form. You're not wrong. Put some water
okay,
on it. See where it
okay.
goes first. Oh man. um you're old school. I'm kind of now in the modern age of lawn care and all that stuff. But have
Uh-huh.
you been seeing all of these new technologies come out for lawn care?
Oh,
Specifically talking about the robotic motor mowers. Have you
man,
been seeing them in your neighborhoods?
you haven't seen one actually. Um Now right here in Virginia Beach, I'm in the Chesapeake, Norfolk, Virginia Beach area. Steele's hometown, Steele is here in Virginia Beach. So a lot of their prototypes, um, before they introduced the lawnmower at the GIE, I didn't even realize it. I did a video prior to the GIE where I passed by, I guess, one of the owners of the steel, or one of the big wigs, so I would say. And they were doing a production for the GIE in his yard. And it didn't dawn on me at first when I saw the steel lawnmower. I'm like, okay, a steel lawnmower. Then, it hit me later and say, Steel doesn't make lawnmowers. And then they made the big introduction at the GIE. Well, the long or the short, what I'm saying is, I haven't seen any of the battery operated lawnmowers in action in neighborhoods. You know, I've seen a lot of battery operated hand tools. You know, one of my neighbors has a battery operated push mower. I think by Ryobi or somebody like that, Ryobi or Ego, I can't remember which one, but I haven't seen
Mhm.
any of the battery automated lawnmowers in action other than on the screen.
Okay. Do you plan on going battery with any of your equipment?
Oh, I'm already battery, and
You are
I'm battery now with hand equipment.
with
Um,
hand equipment.
Hand equipment as far as I'm so battery when it comes down to hedge trimming. And I'm going to go as far as to say this. I don't plan on going back to gas again. Um, I've got two pole hedge trimmers by Greenworks. This will be my third season using them. I can't see myself going back to a
Hmm.
gas pole trimmer. Two reasons. The number one reason is weight. Okay.
Hmm.
And holding things over your head, doing that overhead trimming. Now that I've gotten used to the battery and the weight, do you think I'm going to go back to something that weighs 18 to 20 pounds? No, I'm not.
Hmm.
If my battery trimmer won't do it, then that job's not for Big Son. That's just how I'm looking at it. Um, I had a battery trimmer, okay, and I have a battery blower. Now, those are just backups because to me, the battery blower uses more power. PJ and I talked about this too. The blower uses more battery power than anything to me.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm real excited of where the battery is headed. And I can see myself using more battery tools in the future. I'm really looking forward to that.
It's it's going somewhere. I don't know if you've seen the autonomous mowers. Have you seen
Hmm.
those?
Yes.
So you don't even need a person to to handle them. It's just like a what you call those little helicopter things, a drone. You control it by, I don't know if it's your cell phone or a certain software application on like an iPad or something,
Yes.
but it's that's all it is now. It's no person needs to be riding on it in the hot sun, in the cold weather, in the rain or anything like that. They could just from their car control it, mow a lawn, load it back up in the trailer.
You know Blades of Grass, Johnny at Blades of Grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he uses one. I've seen him use one on his channel for his personal yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it somehow it knows when it gets to the sidewalk to turn around.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I've seen actually around here there's not any, but in the higher estates that there's a little bit more, a little bit more money. There's a lot of yards I'm already seeing with robotic mowers. So, you know, what I'm trying to get at is for the newcomers, who plan to get into this type of business, just keep that in the back of your mind, not because you're not going to make sufficient amount of profit or money, but just think about modernizing your equipment to go with the times. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say.
I see.
With that being said, um, if somebody was to approach you tomorrow and say, "Hey, Renaldo," or "Hey, big sons," what are the two tips you would give somebody who wants to start? What are the two
um,
top tips?
I think the two top tips would be what I always tell myself I would do different if I was starting over today. And that is I would concentrate on a particular market. When I really started getting out there and after I retired, I was just I didn't have a target yard. I would tell that new person, find you a target yard. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. If I was doing it all over, I would just do townhomes and condos. In other words, I would just have a push more, at the largest, a 30-inch, okay, a trimmer and a blower. And I would be working out of my pickup truck, no trailer, no van. Because what I have found out, we have thousands of townhomes and condos in this area. I can make the same amount of money doing a row of townhomes than going from neighborhood to neighborhood with a trailer, a zero turn, and all of this stuff. I would stay right in that townhome community and condo community, and that's where I would stay. Give me 25 to 50 townhomes at 25 to $30 a pop, and they only take 10 minutes. Okay, right now I have 6. If I was to do it all over, that's all I would do. I wouldn't mess with acreage, half of acres, these homes that I do. I wouldn't do any of that. And I know people, don't like pushing on. It don't bother me. And I would just unload that push more or bring it down some ramps out my pickup truck, knock them townhomes and condos out, and that would be it for me. The second thing, okay, first thing is know your target, what you want to do, and get your equipment for the type of yards you want, scale it that way. The second thing is if you're going to be out there doing it, be prepared and have backups. That's all. It's simple as that. If you're going to be out there doing it, be prepared and have backups. If you're going to be serious about it, because people do not want to hear my truck broke down, my lawnmower is in the shop. I can't, you can't, if you're really serious about this, be prepared and have yourself set up that when you need to be there, you can be there. That's one thing why I try to stay with where I'm at and don't bring on any more yards. Because one thing about me, I'm like clockwork. If you know I'm there on Mondays, then you can look for me on Mondays unless it's raining, storming, hailing, snowing, or whatever. That's the only way you're not gonna see Big Sun. And everybody know that. So that's the two things that I think are most important to me. If I was doing it over, that's what I would focus on.
I know guy. I don't know if he's still in here. Busy Bees Lawns. Man, he has top. Well, he does acres upon acres upon acres, but I'm pretty sure some of that equipment that he has is for backups, just for that case too. But he has, I don't know how many string trimmers and weed eaters and zero turns and push mowers, and I would imagine some of that is for just in case shit, like you've been saying. And but yeah, he on top of that, he has a lot of commercial properties, but But
Yeah.
he has the same thing that you're saying, a lot of stuff and a lot of backup stuff for that too. I got a question that I have popped up here for a while, and it's Big Sons. Out of all the years you have been cutting grass, have you had any accidents on a property? And if so, did it ruin your day?
Um. Well,
That
I
is
think
from
the big
Johnson's Lawn Service.
yeah. I hope he's still in here because I saw that and I just tried to tell him I'll try to answer it. Johnson, are you still in here? Before I go through this little short story, can you let me know? Well, somebody else may want to know too. But yeah, man. When I first started out, I broke with the string trimmer. I cut a sprinkler system from the house. You know where it runs out of the garage. Okay, you still here? Yeah, man. I with the string trimmer, and I saw it coming. And instead of throttling down, I just kept wide open, and it went right through that sprinkler, and water just started shooting from everywhere. And I had to go get the homeowner, turn the water off from the street. It was just a mess. I had to pay a plumber, to come and replace the pipes because I didn't know how to do it. So I think that was my worst, somewhat, accident. Um, but I haven't had any personal injury accidents, thank God. I hope I don't, other than being stung by bees. And you're gonna get stung by bees in this business if
Oh
you're
yeah.
gonna do it. Yeah, if you're gonna do
I've
lawn care, you're gonna get stung, you're gonna get bitten, you're gonna get eaten up. So, if you haven't, it's coming.
I have a buddy of mine's. I don't know if he's still in here, Manny. I was mowing his. He has a rental property, and the back of the property is just full of mango trees and all sorts of other trees and palm trees and high grassy areas. And that day that I went to go mow, I said, mm-mm. I saw a monitor lizard, which they're carnivores, so they're looking
Uh-huh.
to eat meat. I saw about three snakes, four big ass rats. Yeah, he's still here. I texted him and I was like, hey, the only way for me to get back there is to string trim, and I'm not gonna go back there right now. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna glyphosate the shit out of all this area back here. I'm gonna round up this area back here, and I'm not stepping a foot in there. I was like, I am not going to put with high grass my foot in there, knowing that there's a bunch of carnivores
Hey,
looking to eat something.
and that's for real. In this business, man, I know, and I like to wear shorts too. People always get on me about that because I wear shorts. I just can't
Mm.
work in long pants. I know what y'all say. I don't know, some guys be like, Big Son, that's not professional. And I get it. I respect your comments. I've not had one customer tell me that, but I get it. But man, I'm out there in shorts and stuff, and when you get them crazy yards, it's no telling what's in them, man.
Yeah, I just can't. The only time I wear shorts is if I know I've cut a lawn and it's regular service. It's not overgrown because those overgrown ass lawns, I don't know what's in there, and rather it's 105 degrees or 80 degrees, I am putting pants on before I step in there. I've seen some stuff. um, we had, I think it was another question here. Well, actually, I think we answered this already. What is your feeling on electric lawn equipment? So yeah,
Yeah.
we actually just talked about that. So that is a question that we had here. Jeff's Lawn says, I agree with Big Sons, and I would want one size more than different size yards. So you have a couple of people here that agree with you in that, to just get a townhouse, get a community, get a couple of townhouses, and just go down the road and start mowing them at
Hey,
25, 30, 35 bucks a pop.
yeah. I mean that's just it. That's the way I would do it if I was doing it. And especially, if I started late in age. I mean, I didn't start this in my 20s and 30s. When I started, I was already in my late 40s. So, that really would have worked for me, man, was just targeting one area and staying right there, you know.
All right, we got
But
we
hey,
got a we got a guest that wants to come here. That is,
hey, what's up,
he's just
little
waiting
guy?
to get on camera. Just say hi, buddy.
Hey,
Hi.
Say
hey, how
hi.
you
That's it.
doing?
All right. It's time for bed. Say hi, hi, everybody. That's Big Sons. Can you say Big Sons?
Big sons.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got Big Son right here.
All right, all right, Xavier, come on, go to bed.
And I take my hat off to I hate take my hat off to you guys who are still raising families and in this business. Boy,
Yeah.
hey, I really take my hat off because it's demanding. And if I still had my two kids in the house, man, and still trying to do this and you too, I take my hat off to you guys and ladies.
Thank you so much for realizing that. I know some of the folks in here that do the same thing, and I feel it every single time when I press that record button or step in that truck that, I got to come home, make up some time for the fam, hang out with
Hey,
them. There's no me time.
right. Hey man, and then you
Sometimes.
got and
Sometimes you got to
then you
find it,
guys
but
and you guys do YouTube. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm retired and my kids are gone. So a lot of times the house is quiet, but you guys that have families, work a full-time job, and push YouTube and Instagram and whatever those other things are. Uh, uh, y'all know what them social media. I don't know how y'all do it.
which talking about that, do you have a Instagram or is it just YouTube?
I have Instagram. I'm not
You have
as
Instagram.
yes, I have Instagram, Big Son's Lawn Care. I'm not as
I'm
active
looking
on
up right now.
Instagram. Yeah. And I wish I understood TikTok. I mean, because I think that's where everybody is. But my children tell me, Dad, TikTok is not for you. So I guess I better stay off of it.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah.
TikTok is a whole different animal, but I mean, if you want to give quick tips or just a quick glance of what you're mowing before and after, uh,
Right.
there's no reason why, but there's just it's just a completely different vibe out there.
Yeah.
So I did not know you were on Instagram, and I just
Yeah. I'm on
added you, and I'm gonna
Instagram.
post it here in chat.
Yep.
I'm gonna post it there
I'm
in
not up
chat
there a
as
lot.
well. So I gotta see your Instagram. Let me see. All right, big sons. Everywhere you look, everywhere I look, you always have that big old smile going on.
Hey, that's hey.
that eye candy. I gotta tell you, when you flash that big old smile, how do the
Uh-huh.
ladies react?
Oh, I ain't gonna say too much on that. You're not gonna get me in trouble.
You gotta have some little honeys on the side.
Yes, you
I'm
crazy.
not.
If
I'm
you
not.
think I'm gonna answer that. Oh
Well,
no.
with that being said, I are you married? What we got there? Okay. Do I read that?
That's the John. That's
Oh,
that's the that's the John Clem. That's the John out there, Dan. That's one of my subs. He's always asking me about my board. And see, he probably didn't think I had a board because I'm not in my usual spot. But I was ready for that smart Alex.
the board follows you wherever you go.
There you go.
That's
That
is that the
board is
same
gonna
board? That's
follow
is
me.
that the same art board?
No, this is one I had
Oh.
to get because when I started doing my lives, they started picking with me. So I would draw quick pictures. So I got me a little small one right here.
Oh, the board follows Big Sons.
There you go.
I posted on the comment section for those of you who do not know who Big Sons is, his IG, which I just found out myself, and I gave him a follow. So make sure you guys give him a follow as well, and his YouTube channel. Now, as we spoke about earlier, Big Sons is not into all that technology, but he is out there to converse with you guys. So if you want a good conversation channel about how the day is going, that's the dude for you. All right,
I would love it.
just
I would
making that
love it.
clear. But make sure you guys give him a follow.
I
Do
appreciate
we
that.
have any follow-up questions? Here we go. Big Sons, do you do flower beds? I
Um,
think he
I
does in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night,
hey,
he dresses little petals with flowers, flashes that big old
uh,
smile,
hey,
puts on
Johnson's
some
lawn.
Casey and JoJo.
I generally don't do flower beds any longer. Um, I did do a video at the end of last season with my daughter, and I only took that job on because I had my daughter. But that getting down and I try to stay away from that right now. Unless it's one of my customers that my longtime customers. Other than that, I don't take on any new flower bed jobs. I give all those jobs away. I only took that one because my daughter was available, and it's nothing like having that youthful energy to bounce around. I mean, she was just in there ripping it up, and all I had to do is drag the bags to the street. So, but no, I don't get into a lot of flower beds, and I don't do a lot of mulching any longer neither. Only for my favorites. I mean, favorites, I guess.
Okay, so only for your current clients, you would do a
That's it.
job like that if they
That's it.
requested it, but not anything
That's
new.
it. That's it. And I only do bag mulch. I don't do any more bulk mulch, any more, loading my trailer up. None of that anymore. I only do bags, and it's only for my existing customers, and it's only for the ones I'm really, well, I don't want to say that, but yeah, just existing
So, do
customers.
you outsource that or do you just give that job to somebody else? Like, hey, another lawn company, hey, I know somebody who wants this done in their yard, just go handle it. Or do you outsource it, meaning you give an estimate to the customer and it's a profitable estimate for you, and the people who are actually doing the work get a cut?
I just give the job away. That's just it. If someone calls me, and they've been referred to me by one of my existing customers, I've got about 10 cards in my van of companies that I deal with, either for jobs that are out of the area, jobs that are too large, or just jobs for sections I just have dropped. And any of those scenarios, I refer that business. I just give it away. I don't need anything in return. I don't want anything in return. Hey, I'm just passing the business along because I'm okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, I asked that because I know some people outsource it to make
Yeah.
some profit on the side, but they don't, they just
No.
maybe supervise the job when it's done and make sure everything looks good, but they just
No.
they don't,
I just
lift a
give
finger for
I
it.
give it to them and I keep going. I'm gone.
So Jeff's Lawns agrees with you. I wouldn't be able to do YouTube if it wasn't for my 12-year-old daughter. So Jeff's Lawns, I will be following you soon. I did not know you have a YouTube channel. I will subscribe to you, sir.
Oh yeah.
Anybody else who's from the Big Suns side, let me know if you have a YouTube. I'll gladly give you guys a follow and catch your videos from time to time. So we're all in the same community, and I'm willing to support. I'm not big time whatsoever, but I like to show support for everybody as well. John Lawn Service LLC, are you going to get your trailer wrapped?
No, not at this point, Johnson. I'm just a solo guy, you know. And as far as trying to grow my business, I'm not looking at that. I know that may sound crazy because everybody wants to make money, but no, um, I'm at a comfortable spot, and I'm okay right there. So all of my advertisement now is by word of mouth. That's all I do. I don't
Okay.
put out any more business cards. I don't put out any more flyers. I don't put out any more signs. I don't do anything on I forgot the next door app. I used to be on that. I had the Facebook page. I don't use any of that anymore because I'm
Right, because
really
you're
almost,
set.
yeah, I'm maxed out, you know. And I try to keep maybe two or three because every season everybody knows you're going to lose some customers. That just comes with the
Yeah.
territory. Okay. So I may keep two or three in the same neighborhood. That's the only situation that may have shown some interest. I may try to just hold them on because I know I'm going to lose one or two throughout every year. So the only people I might entertain in bringing on are those in which I'm already in their neighborhood. No new
Yeah.
neighborhoods, just where I'm currently servicing. That's the only
Yeah, that
exception
was
for
actually
me.
going to be a follow-up question that I was going to ask you, but it's logical that it happens in lawn care.
Yes.
People sell their houses. Um, Unfortunately, maybe something happened with the family, and now the family has to move on with another family, or maybe they just want to start doing lawn care for themselves.
Yes.
So things like that happen, and that was going to be a follow-up question, but you answered it. So you try to keep it in the same neighborhood and two or three in mind for if any drop.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll entertain two or three because the phone's gonna start ringing in about a week or so. So I'll take two or three and let them know, hey, if you're in a neighborhood I'm in, hey, we can talk.
So yeah, we got Mufasa
Yeah, that's
888
what
that
it.
just joined.
Yeah, I'm writing Mufasa a note right now because Mufasa is one of my
Oh, the
hard
whiteboard's
hitting.
coming out. Y-
Yep, again.
You got you got to show them that the whiteboard is there.
Yes. Well, see, Dan, these are people that are always on my channel causing a ruckus.
Hello, sad face. Mufasa 888. That's how you know this is live, folks. It's not pre-recorded.
No, this you can't make this stuff up, man.
All right. Mufasa says, "Do I get an F?" I
Well,
don't understand it, but I hope it's the same thing that I'm going to try to make you do tonight.
yes, yes. No,
It is.
Mustafa, I'm not going to give you an F on someone else's channel. No, I'm
Oh, we're
hoping
gonna
that
get
you
it.
will have some. I'm hoping that you'll have some home training. Oh, Renee,
We're
Renee.
gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Let's see. Yeah, he knows Big Brother is watching. John. Uh, why? Why? You're a good dude, and I know that. But why? Why can't you just drop a bomb on us?
Nah, nah,
Just
no,
one
no,
bomb.
no, no bombs. No bomb. I won't do it on your channel. I don't do it on my channel. Now people drop them all the time, but I'm not gonna drop one. Nope.
Uh,
No, no. I told you, man, my
I need
mom.
the folks. I need the folks in the chat to vote. Do you want to hear a bomb drop from Big Sons tonight or not?
No, you're not gonna get it. I told you, man. My mom is my number one fan. She might be on here.
Ah,
She'll call me up. What you doing
okay.
cursing on the internet?
Oh man. No, no, no. Mama's watching, so we'll hold on to that for another time.
No, right?
Another time. Maybe in the after show, I'll make a little screen recording when he does it and plug it in somewhere really fast for the post video.
Oh man, I saw Relic in it. How you doing, Relic? I saw Relic had dropped in. How you doing? If you're still here.
Right, like I like to cause a ruckus on Big Son's channel. He gave me an F, Dan. I had to work hard for it. So you've done it sometime.
No, 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 Dan. What they're talking about, see, they're trying to mislead you. Let me tell you what they're talking about. When they come on my channel, and if they get out of hand and start acting up, I break out this board and I give them a grade. So Mufasa always gets a F.
Oh, now I get. I'm here thinking it's an F bomb, like because I have my son next to me. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, and they want you to believe that these guys are characters, man. I'm telling you, these guys and
Oh,
ladies, they are characters off of my channel.
I'm here thinking it's the F bomb because I have never heard it
Right,
coming out of his mouth, and it's
right.
actually a grade. Oh
It's a
man.
grade. It's a grade. That's what I'm telling you. Those subs that come from my channel, you got to watch them because they full of shenanigans.
What? I don't understand that word. They're full of what?
Shen- They full of shenanigans over at my channel.
I don't understand that word. You
Yes,
have
you
to give me
do.
another one.
You know exactly what they yeah, you trying to get me to drop one. I know what you're doing.
Mufasa says, "What grade did you give John?"
No, John's been very nice today. John's doing
I
good.
got the big. I got the Big Son's big F.
John is doing good.
All right. So, what is the next venture for Big Sons? You want to get into at least a knowledgeable field of applicating.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
So, I would advise you to try to get at least your fertilizer license. It's very
Okay.
simple. It's a simple class, and with just that, even with your current clients, you could make a little bit more profit of something that takes like 5-10 minutes to do. Additionally, um, PJ touched on it earlier. The applicator side. I know that you don't want to do this. You want to do more lawn care, but
Hmm.
you know if you want to get in the applicator side just a little bit, just try to get your fertilizer license.
Okay.
That's going to
Okay.
help tremendously in profit. That's not a waste of your time. The only time that you're going to waste is going to the store to pick it up.
Got you. Got you.
And you already have storage. So just, buy a bulk amount, 5 bags. That'll bring down the price, stick it in storage in a nice, cool, dry area. And when they ask for fertilizer, a $30 bag that you're barely going to use on a full lawn, you can
Uh-huh.
make $60 out of it. Huh?
Got you.
That would be the easiest route to go. So, if I could give you any tips, because I know this live is about you and you telling everybody about yourself, but if you ever wanted to get that route, man, that's the
Right.
easiest way to go.
Got you. Got you.
Fertilizer license. So, all right, so guys, I'll leave it up to the folks who are here. We're already an hour into this live. What are your thoughts? Shall we continue? Hey Ram, how you doing?
We've been on here an hour.
It's been an hour, man. It's been an hour and 4 minutes, excluding the
Whoa,
pre-show.
whoa.
Yeah, time flies. I try to keep it a little bit active and interactive here. Your folks are all over the comments, so they're not just commenting on your video; they're commenting here on the live too. They're woof.
Um, Johnson has a question here. I'll try to answer that right quick. Um, um, I'm not
let me
licensed to
let me find
um
it.
yeah, I'm not licensed to spray Johnson, but I will say let me see how I can word this. Okay, I'll put it like this. I do have a sprayer that I carry on my trailer the whole season. All right. So you can read between the lines on that one. And I found it to be very useful if I was to spray in areas that like I do a church. That's only like the semi commercial property I have, and it's bi-weekly. So it really helps cut down on the trimming if I was to spray around some of that area, fence lines and things of that nature. So I do have some spray on my trailer, and I'll just leave it at that. And I think you know where I'm going. So, you know.
So, but you use store bought products.
Actually, no. What happened with that is, well, I don't know if I could say that neither, but no, it's not store
Yeah,
bought.
don't.
But I have some neighbors that are, they're chemical people and they're in the business. So, and they kind of make sure I have what I need. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't even know. You know what, Dan? I don't even know the name of it, but I can tell you this. If it touches anything that's not a weed, it's dead. Um, I don't know what
So
it's
it's probably some
called.
type of glyphosate product or a kill all product.
Man, I had to learn the hard way because I let some drip on a customer's grass, and man, that was a lesson learned. So whatever that stuff is, whatever it touches is dead.
Just for the sake of it, I hope you are wearing PPE when you're handling that.
Yes, sir. Because I don't know
Yes.
what it
Okay.
is. You know,
All right.
I have no clue. I couldn't tell you what it is. I know it's a liquid, and that's it.
Mm. So Mufasa says, my friends in Texas said that their lawn guys hang Christmas lights since business is low. Is that just a Texas thing? No, Mufasa. I've seen it. I've seen people hang Christmas lights and also snow plow, drop salt on on sidewalks and stuff like that. Because obviously there's no lawns to cut, so they got to find a way to make some type of money apart from cutting lawns or spraying. So I have seen it. Christmas lights getting put up by lawn professionals. Like I said, snow plowing and salt amendments for your driveways and your sidewalks and stuff. So now that it's in your off season, Big Sons, what is it that you usually do?
Uh, my other well, the people on my channel, a few of them know. I know it's kind of funny. It's going to make sense in a minute, but I'm a substitute teacher also.
So in your off season, you're doing substitute teaching.
Yeah, I may go 2 or 3 days a week. Middle school, six, seven, and eight.
Six, seven, and
So
eight. Mm.
6, 7, and
My
8.
son's in eighth grade right now.
Yeah,
He's about
I
to move on to high school.
yeah, that that's
Time
it. That's
flies.
an exciting time. Hey man, that's why I say I take my head off to you who are doing this thing with a family and YouTube.
Yeah, it's been a journey now with him. It's he used to be something like like I have the little one right here next to me,
Uh-huh.
and now he's just so independent. Just It's just him, and occasionally I'll say hi, but apart from that, I'm doing my own thing.
Enjoy them days, man. That's all I can tell you, man. Please enjoy them days because they go like that.
I do. I try. So Busy Bees is still in here, and he's one of the guys I was speaking of. He has a lot of equipment, and he says squirt and fur is super easy money, except on my level. Dan knows well. So yeah, he manages. It, Let me not get the number wrong because it's going to offend him. He manages around 600 properties, I think it is.
Ooh, no way.
if
Hey,
if 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 he is still in here, he would. Yeah, see, there he goes. He says, "Yeah." So he manages roughly about
hey,
600 properties.
hey, man.
Some of them are commercial, some of them are residential, and he does both sides of the yards. He does the mowing and he does the applicating as
Ooh,
well.
hey, Dan, I couldn't even drive by 600 houses, man.
And he is. That is why his name is Busy Bee Lawn Services. He is
Oh my
always
God.
working. He works very hard. I would say 4 to 5 days a week, but he does have his rest time as well. Even though on his
I
rest
got it.
time you'll see him on another channel,
Okay. Does he have
on
a
another
channel?
channel that I know him from.
I got to
I
follow.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know he has a live that he does occasionally on Tuesdays,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know if he has any YouTube videos, so to say.
Okay. All right.
But if he does, just follow him. It's Busy Bee Lawn Service. Great guy.
Okay.
He's helped me out on questions as well that I don't know answers to when it comes to spraying. And he's just an asshole sometimes. But to his clients, not to us, not to the content creators.
Oh my God. Oh no, he says he's just on IG.
Okay, so he only has an IG. And if you follow me, Big Sons, just look at my followers and you'll find him. It's Busy Bees Lawn Service as well. But yeah, he manages a ton of property.
Wow.
Johnson's Lawn Service, do you have calls from Angie's leads? And if so, is it worth it?
Um
I'll go after Big Sons.
to me, Johnson's, no. When I found out how they worked, it's not worth it to Big Son. It may be okay for you, but I personally, I don't need anyone's leads. I don't need anybody, I just don't. And I'm not trying to sound obnoxious. It's just that I don't need anyone to give me a lead and I have to give you part of the money in the hope that I may retain the customer. I just can't work like that any longer, not at this point. So for Big Son, Angie's leads doesn't work for me. It's an absolute no. And I get called every year. So
Yeah, Johnson's the same thing for me. They hassle me at least like 2 or 3 times a year, saying if I want leads and stuff like that. But the same thing as Big Son says, the way that they operate, it just doesn't work for me as well. He's putting up the whiteboard. John's grade is going down. But Angie's leads is not. It depends what you want the leads for. But I've found that marketing yourself, referrals, Facebook, advertisements on Google, and handing out flyers and business cards and putting yourself on the neighbors app, stuff like that. All that works just fine if you want to gain more clients. It's just Angie's leads. They'll give you a lead and it could just be a mowing lead, something that you'll make 30, $40 out of only, and they take a cut off of that. So, and that's if later on they continue with your service. You may have a new client, you may not. So
right. Exactly.
Mufasa says, I know, I miss Roger. I don't know who's Roger.
Uh, Hey Dan, don't let these guys and girls get you all focused from my channel. They cut up like this all the time. So you have to stay focused because they'll take you way down the rabbit hole.
Jeff's Lawn says, I think it would be a blast to have Big Sons as a teacher. How are you with your students? Do you have a whiteboard in there as well?
No, no. Well, as a substitute, you just follow the lesson plans if they leave you some. And so but it's fun. I enjoy the kids. I enjoy them. That's why I try to stay right there, sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, because I found out in high school now, they're at that age, and since you can't put your hands on them, I have to stay away from that
No, you
because
can't.
they
You
try.
cannot.
Right. I find myself getting a little too agitated with those high school kids. So I've cut high school out. I won't go anymore. And every now and then I'll do the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. They're okay. They're pretty cool too, you know.
Yeah, you cannot lay a hand on children nowadays.
No, I mean, really, man.
Not even
Now,
not even. I mean, I haven't had to give a whooping to my kids, but the day that I have to, I will.
yeah.
But I've seen some shit. Let's
Hey,
let's say TikTok, or I think it was actually a movie or a show or something like that. The kid had called the cops on his mom because she gave him a whooping.
yeah.
When the cops show up, they think it's abuse, like real physical abuse, and they're there trying to see the two sides of the story. Well, the sides of the story is the kid just didn't want to listen to his mom or do his homework or something like that, and the cop pulls the kid to the side and he was like, if you were my kid, I will whoop you as well, and if you call the cops on your mom again and I have to come out here because you did that, you're going to jail.
Hey, yeah. So it's
See,
different in the schools now, man. But hey,
yeah, there's no more ruler spanking or any of that going on. People get locked up.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So with it being downtime, I know that you said you're going to start in the next possibly week or two. Where would somebody find Big Sons on his time off?
Um,
Apart from
well,
school, on your actual, what do you do for your relaxation, for your entertainment? Where do you find Big Sons?
um, man, Dan, that's a good one because here lately, man, no one knows this. I never talk about it on my channel. And the last 2 years, I haven't been able to hit a golf ball, you know. But I used to be out there golfing, man. And the last 2 years, the business has been so overwhelming. I haven't even been to the driving range, and I guess, it's not like I'm, 35 years old. So a lot of times now when I get home and I'm
Yeah,
done, I'm wiped
you just
out, man.
yeah, you
I'm
just want to
doing
shower and lay down.
hey, and I'm doing the busy season all the way up until like June or July. I'm out there, sometimes 6 days a week. And then once you get that break, once that heat comes and it slows down a little bit. But I like to, do a little bit of traveling. When I can sneak in some trips. I love traveling, whatever. Um, I'm a part-time musician. I'm not gonna say what instruments I play because I don't want to hear anything from the peanut gallery. So,
You
um,
play that
I played
trombone.
a yeah, I played a couple of instruments, in school and in college. So, I got a couple of instruments around the house, and so
Let's see.
I like
Let's
music.
see how modern Big Son's in. Do you know what a rusty trombone is?
Oh man,
Do you know what a
you
rusty trombone is?
hey, I know exactly what it is.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it. I just wanted to.
Nah. Hey, Dan, you a mess, man. You are a mess. I love it.
Oh man. Well, uh, we can stay on for about 10 more minutes. We keep getting a lot of people in and then a lot of people out. Whoa, we have somebody here new. Hello,
Yeah,
Carol.
that's
Thank you for
Carol.
joining.
Yeah, good to see you, Carol. How you doing?
Thank you for joining. We are almost an hour and a half into the live.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
we're trying to keep going as much as we can.
Oh,
uh,
hey, what's up, Cat? How you doing, Cat?
will Big Sons be performing at the venue soon in Houston or Norfolk
You never know, Kathy. You never know.
or bathroom?
Oh, John, that's it. That now I'm really gonna change his grade now.
John is getting an F.
I'm really gonna change. Good to see you, Carol. Thanks for stopping by.
John is about to get a big fat OF from Big
Well,
Sons,
I
and he
tell you,
likes it.
they love to and that's Carol. She's from the Philippines.
Oh,
Yeah,
from the Philippines.
yeah.
Oh,
Carol's from the
long ways
Philippines.
out. There you go.
Yeah.
Big Son's going worldwide.
And she really helped my channel. She was another one that really promoted my channel. So I really appreciate her stopping in and showing some love.
We'll give Big Sons a moment to write the big fat up for John here. Oh, you still got a little ways to go, John. D minus. So is there a lady in Big Son's world?
Oh man, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not going there, Dan.
Come on, man. Your
No.
subscribers want to know.
No, well, they're gonna have to ask me personally. I'm not going there.
Oh man. I would answer for him with that big old smile that he has. He's got a couple.
Oh, you trying to get me in trouble? Oh boy, look at John.
That flashy
John,
smile.
hey Dan, they loving this. Those guys are loving what you're doing. They're loving it.
I don't know. I'm gonna get something out of here.
Oh man, Four Seasons with Martin is on
Here we
here.
go.
Big shout out to Four Seasons with
What's up?
Martin, man. That's a hustler right there. That's a real hustle.
Or
That
season
young
with
man is
Martin.
out there
What's up?
getting it.
Thank you for joining. For you guys that are joining late, I am so sorry. We've talked a lot. We've clowned a lot, and we're like an hour and a half into the live. We'll keep going as much as you guys want to, but things are things are. I don't know if things look like they're winding down.
Hey, they definitely got to be winding down, man. I'm almost starting to perspire in here. They got me laughing so much.
um, when do you think Big Sons is gonna call it quits?
Um, well, this is what I would like.
Not
I would
necessarily
like,
YouTube, because I know you like the engagement and talking to your people, and
yeah,
as I could see, they're
yeah,
having a lot of fun hanging out with
yeah.
you. But when it comes to lawn care,
Uh, that's a great question, Dan. And I ask myself that, and it changes every year for some reason. Um, 2 years ago, I said 5 years. Um, Last year I said 2 years, and now getting ready to start this season. So I'm gonna stop saying when, and I'm just gonna say this: when I can no longer do it to the level that I'm satisfied and I think it should be done, then I'll hang it up. But as long as I can be productive, as long as I feel good, and my health stays at a reasonable level, I'm gonna keep going, man. I'm gonna keep going. I love being outside and I love what I do. So as long as I'm able to maintain, and keep the level of work and give my clients the type of service that I'm providing, I'm gonna keep going as long as I can.
So that this is a good question, and I actually have a follow up with this. Do you plan on getting on Helper? I
No,
mean, I know you keep saying you're solo,
yeah.
but you ever thought of taking on a an apprentice or
Um,
somebody who you could kind of show the ropes to?
yeah, I have two young cousins. Um, I think one is about oh man, they're real young, but both boys, and they're getting a little size to them. I would love to be able to bring them on, you know, um, just to show them a work ethic, just to have some company around and being at their family. But as far as bringing on, an adult or anything like that, I'm not looking at that. I would love to be able to work long enough that my grandson could hang out with me. And he's 3 years old. So y'all do the math on that. And I'm not telling y'all, some of y'all know how old I am, but it would bring me great joy to just be able to finish out with my grandson, if not helping me, at least just riding with me on a couple of jobs before I hang up my lawnmower, my trimmer, and my blower. That would be one of the
Well, you still got
greatest
a
gifts,
long way to go, bud.
you know. That would be one of the
You
greatest
still got
gifts
a
I could
long way
ever
to
have.
go.
Yeah.
You have a long way to go. You are youthful still. You have full of energy. Ram, somebody that I know, he says just keep laughing. It'll make you feel younger.
Yes.
All the stresses in life. You always seem like a happy dude. So you got ways to go. It's not going to be
Awesome.
anytime soon if you want my opinion on it.
Awesome. Awesome. I hope you're
John
right.
John, in the other hand, says that you're going to do it tomorrow. So he wants the F already, man. Just give it to
Man, some people just won't stop, Dan. They will not stop, man.
Oh man. John, do you have a YouTube channel? Does he have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, yeah. John has a channel. He doesn't post a lot, but John is over the whole entire lawn care community. He supports more people than everywhere I go. He's either been there or he's on his way. And I guarantee you, after the day, he's gonna be over at your house too, buddy. This won't be the
No.
last you're gonna see of him. I'm telling you, man, he's everywhere. John Clem is everywhere.
Well, if I gain any subscribers for it, I am all for it. But this is all for you to put you out there for anybody who does not know you from my side. Hopefully,
Right.
they can see what a great guy you are, and the stuff that you do, the engagement that you have with your community and your day to day basis. Um, so unfortunately, when I started my YouTube channel's been all over the place. I thought I was going to make it only about the business, and it went from the business to DIY, from the DIY to um, the business, and then I tried to split both of those channels to make one for at home and then one for the business, and that didn't work out so well. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave everything as is, and occasionally I'll post stuff for this, and then occasionally I'll post stuff for that. And
Okay.
I just left it at that. All garden, all that has to do with lawn care is it's all there.
Right. Right.
John says he has 1.5 videos uploaded to his channel. So that's one video and a short.
Um, Johnson had a question here about inflation. Um,
Yep, I was just posting it up.
yes, yes, I did, and I really did not want to do that, Johnson, but operating costs, last year, yeah, I think it was last year. I mean, since COVID, man, I've just lost track of 2 years, but Um, yes, operating costs, the cost of fuel, and just everything going up, oil, supplies, especially in the lawn care, where all of us have noticed that all prices went up. Um, so I
Mhm.
did have to, I had to make some major increases over the last 2 years. I'm not going to do anything this year because of what I did the 2 previous years. So I don't plan on any increases, especially for existing customers. Anyone coming on new may get a little sticker shock, but I don't see too many coming. So
And you have to. You have to.
yeah,
No matter how much you like this, no matter, if a client's been with you for 10 years, it's just it has to go up sometimes.
yes,
I feel it
yes.
too because I had one customer that they started with me, they still are with me, but they did not like when I increased my price. And it's an unfortunate thing, but everything else is increasing. I can't make the bacon if I don't have money. But how much would you say that you increase percentage wise?
um, from 10%. Yeah, 10 to 20%. Um, well, I'll do it by dollar. I'll do it by dollar. That might be simpler. $5 to $10 increase over the last 2 years. And that was basically almost across the board. And I didn't lose anybody. So hey,
Yeah, that's roughly the same estimate that I've been seeing, not only from me, since it's only been a couple of years that I've been at this, but when I ask some questions around with the other lawn care service providers, that's pretty much the estimate that they were in between 10 to 20.
right.
It's not that serious. It was serious earlier. Well, they were expecting a new grade.
I know. Oh, Relic said he increased by 15%.
Yeah. Relic says I increased 15% last year. Looking at the numbers, I should be able not to do this year, and it's relatively fair. I think the majority of the people went up because of the gas prices.
Yes.
That was the big hitter right there. You went from like $2 and maybe 30 cents a gallon to like $4 and 49 cents a gallon, like overnight. So that hit everybody, especially if you have a gas powered equipment.
Yes.
John says yes. Gotta have the light attitude. Makes me smile for sure. Johnson has another question. Do you run into any chucks out there?
Yes. Yes.
You want to
Yes.
elaborate?
Truck chucks as in tire kickers, you know, yeah, and them people that tell you that they're gonna have you for the season when they know already they just want that one time cut, you know. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's something that we touched on earlier, and that's why I even personally say, here's a contract. I'm going to sign you up for about 6, 10, 11 months because you're not going to hire me only for the hottest days of the year so I could go out there and, you know, break a sweat because you don't want to.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they kill me with that one, man. And then they'll come over you in the middle of a yard, and it's always on the hottest day when I'm trying to leave and go home. Someone will come over. Well, can you get me in today? They want it done right then, and it's like, well, no, that's not how it operates. I probably can get back over tomorrow or the next day. Well, and I'm like, when they start that well, man, I go right back to mowing. I know they say, God, that guy's rude. But man, it's 85, 90 degrees. I don't have time to stand in the yard and entertain and you can't make up your mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely, I've gotten to the point I don't even pick up the phone.
Uh-huh.
I don't even pick up the phone at that time of the year. If you're not with me at the beginning from February, don't call
Yeah.
me in September.
Oh man, they kill me, man.
Them Tyrannosaurus Rex shoes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he talking about
Yeah,
those
they
spike
thought.
shoes.
Yeah, yeah, they
Wait,
thought you were over there playing piano already. You're talking about that you play
whoa.
instruments. That
Oh,
was
okay,
that
okay.
was
I
that was
thought
actually my
I thought,
son. He was right next to me
I
playing.
thought he was talking about these shoes again.
Yeah. No, no, he's talking about the shoes, but Mufasa thought you were playing piano since you were talking about instruments earlier.
Hey, I told you, Dan. I told you it's some characters over here, man. Some real live characters.
All right, big sons. Uh, I don't know if there's any other questions. We could definitely do this again sometime if you ever
Yeah.
want to come on board. I'm
Yes.
always available if you ever want to
Yes.
throw me in. You're live, and I'll
Yes.
be serious like you are, which I can't
Yeah.
be. You want to
Uh-huh.
try to play the serious game around here. You
Yeah.
already know how I am, man. I like to have fun. So
And man, that's how it should be. And that's why people come to our different channels because they want a different flavor. How much fun would it be if you and I were the same?
mm,
It just wouldn't be fun. So that's what people want. They want to see different people and their own personality. I tell people all the time, and I've said it more than once, just be yourself. When you come to Big Sun, you're going to get Big Sun. I mean, that's all I have. So when people come to my channel, I just hope they, like what they get because that's all I have, man. I can't be anybody else's channel. You can't come to my channel looking for fancy equipment because I don't have it. I don't have a big, pretty truck. I just have what I have. And it's just Big Sun. So I just hope when everybody come over, they have some fun. And on this note, Dan, I would like to say to you, man, I appreciate what you did for the channel, way back when. You took the time when I was and I'm still growing, but you took an interest, you promoted my channel over your channel. You shared some kind words, some others have done it as well, but this is your moment. So I appreciate that, man. I think we all, can help one another. So, that's another focus I have with guys starting out. I try to lend a hand, post their channel, give them encouragement, and let them know, because some people just think I just came on here and just had 1,000 subs overnight, and it just didn't work
no,
that way. So I try to encourage
you
people.
worked on it.
Yeah, especially people that are really into that. I really try to encourage them and just tell them, hey, keep going. Try to promote their videos, show my support. So I just want to thank you for not just. I don't want people to think that you just found Big Sun. I mean, you helped me out a long time ago, and I really appreciate that, as well as any others that are up on here that have done the same. So big shout out to you, man.
You're very much welcome. It's very difficult for the smaller channels to get promoted out there, and there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of characters that people are missing out on, like Big Sons and his engagement with the folks. Um, me with my clowning around. However, I do take things seriously. I show people how to do things properly, but I try to make a twist to it as well. Others out there, such as Love My Lawn PJ. Um, there's a lot of channels out there that I could attest to that don't get the views, and I feel they are very much needed and deserved.
Yes.
Um, with that being said, this is episode 1. I will be hosting this type of live one time a month only. As we spoke earlier, I just do not have the time to do this often. But at the end of every month, I will be hosting a live with a new content creator, a new maybe person that signed up to YouTube, so the viewers could see new personnels. Um, Big Sons, I hope that in the future you do decide to return, and we'll do a follow up on how everything's going. We'll maybe we'll see, you know, your grandson, if he finally took that ride with you,
Yes.
and
Yes.
uh and catch up. So
Yes. Yes. That's it.
thank
That
you
would be great.
all. Thank you all for
Okay.
joining this live. I hope you guys get to meet Big Sons and his channel. I'm going to link it in the description as well as I've been putting it in the chat all live long. Make sure to give him a follow. He's on IG and YouTube. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later.
Take care, John. Take care, Mustafa. Take care, everybody. Much love to everybody.